You go to a Japanese drift event, grassroots, and the number of cars that have been swapped to a different power plant, nearly zero.
Yeah.
Very nearly zero. You go to an American drift event, 95% of the cars have got swapped powertrains.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Why are they swapping these powertrains? Well, because they can. That's it. There's no other reason than they can.
It's a lot easier.
And it's yes. Well, the wealth standard is different. the wealth and like here's another thing. Like people see a video on the internet of a car, the big horsepower car. I don't care. Pick your favorite poison. But they don't realize how much the guy has to pay for tires.
Mm-hmm.
You get big horsepower, you need big grippy tires to match your big horsepower, or you're just going to be like driving a car in the rain, slow and silly. Mm-hmm. So now you start spending all this extra money on big tires to go fast, and all of a sudden you're going, wow, this is way more expensive than it looked. I got the car built, I should be ready to go. But the problem being there was support, structure, finance that had to be involved with having a car that makes big power. And that's the beauty of the Japanese way, is not so much that they do more with less, but simply that they do more with less.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that it creates sustainability. It's easier to be sustainable and stay in the sport longer if you're not spending your entire income, every penny you make, to go do this sport. If you're just spending hobby money to have a hobby, you will stay there much longer than if you are spending. And it's tough because kids will call and they want to buy a part, and I'll go, well, tell me about your car, tell me where you drive, tell me all these things you do, and they tell me, and I'm like, man, I hate to talk myself out of a paycheck, but no, stop. Like, what are you doing? You're trying to build all this stuff, and you don't even know if you like the sport yet.
Yeah.
You're ready to give me like $1,000 of your money for crap I make, and you haven't even driven your car yet. Please don't do that. At the end of the day, if you give me your money, I'm going to have to ship you the stuff. I can't fight you too much, but the idea to, I don't know, the American culture is the problem. It's not so much that American drifting is bad. It's just the culture is not super healthy for people staying long term, I guess. That's all. And so by creating a facility like this, maybe people will see that, hey, a little stock-powered car can still fucking smash ass out here and have a great time. And it's part of the reason I'm a little conflicted about my personal car. It's like I'm still running around with lots of horsepower, and am I actually setting a good example to young people by going, well, don't do like I do, but I'm going to do this. It's like they don't realize that I also spend $26,000 a year on tires. Yeah, I buy tires for everybody, but like most young people don't have enough money to buy that many tires, or maybe they don't want to give up drinking beer. Like I haven't had a beer in years, except for drift events. I haven't lived in a real house in years. I have not had car insurance in years. I do have personal insurance policy for racing because I can't handle a $10 million lawsuit. But like you're going to lose so much to get some opportunities, and the problem is most people will have nothing to show for it at the end. In the words of a dear friend of mine, I've got a beautiful car, a beautiful truck, and a beautiful trailer, and I've got nothing else to show for the last 5 years, and he's no longer with us. And it's something where that was a really strong sentiment for me, where it's like, man, this is a great sport, but man, nobody is doing anything to see it live long term.
Mm-hmm. What do you think are things that we could be doing to increase kind of the longevity? Do you think it's a problem of people getting in and getting burnt out?
I don't know if I have the right solution. It's something where I think a lot of people need to try and come up with a solution, and I think a lot of people will fail. Everyone has their own religion of how to try and influence drifting the way they want it to go. Mm-hmm. Like you have Animal Style, who is attempting to create a Super D. They're trying to bring Japanese style to Americans mm-hmm. with Super D. Same thing with with Proceed and Final Bout. Proceed, Final Bout maybe is a little bit different vein, but kind of the same. And some people are trying to grow the sport by going and competing, like at Pro-Am or Pro 2 or Pro 1, because by creating that environment, they think that lots of plebs will get to watch you. Oh, that's neat. I want to go try that. And media guys try to create interesting content that will get shared, and kids can see it and go, wow, that's so badass. I wish I could do that. Maybe I will do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people love the sport just as much as I do, if not more.
Yeah.
But we all seem to love it in different ways. You know, why is it that people can believe in God, but believe in God so differently they're willing to kill each other over it? Mm-hmm. Now, please don't misunderstand. I don't prescribe to that particular form of opium. I don't give a flying fuck about religion. But it's kind of the same vein with drifting. We love this thing that is both a lifestyle and a way of having fun with friends. Because let's be honest, if we didn't have friends, going drifting by yourself would get old real fast.
Yeah, definitely.
We all love this thing, but we all love it in slightly different ways. And so it's tough for any one individual to come up with a solution that makes sure it's here long after we're gone. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm hoping that, if nothing else, all this dumb shit that we've done over the past few years will help other people go, hey, they can do that, we can do that too. Because personally, between you and me, I hope that there is 100 drift teams out there with their own racetrack and their own little business and their own little following. And because, like, you know, yeah, you're a big fish in a little pond, but still you're at least in a pond. You're at least getting people out of social media, off their fucking Instagrams, off their fucking Snapchats and their Facebooks, and actually physically going somewhere and being involved. You know, yeah, you're not going to like some dude there because he once fucked your girl, or he, you know, some dude cheated someone else out of money, or, you know, put that all behind you and at least be involved. You know, at least stop using social media. And I realize the irony of me saying this because I make a living with it. And trust me, if I could go back and change that to where I didn't have to do that, I would do that in a fucking heartbeat. Because, I mean, I didn't know as a young person.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Too many young people use social media. Like, I can't even. Can you imagine what high school would be like today?
No.
So and so has got more followers than me. They're more popular. Boo hoo! Oh my God, it's the end of my life. Just like in high school, everything was so important. Like, yeah. Oh my God, everything was so important. Oh, she heard me fart. Oh no, she'll never talk to me again.
We definitely had it growing up, but not to the extent that it is now. Well, I was thinking about this a month ago. I was like, we basically live on AIM. Do you remember that?
On AIM.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We live on that all the time now.
Yeah, no, totally. Everything.
We're never
you are constantly connected. You are constantly.
There was a time where you'd say, all right, I got to go now. See you later. And we don't do that anymore. It's just it's in our pocket.
Yeah.
There is no more, well, I got to go. It's just like you're always everywhere. And so I completely agree with you. Yeah, 100%.
You know, you think about it. Like, if, let's say you're at home on the computer or your phone and you're like, you know what would be really fucking cool? I'm going to build a rocket motor, right? I'm going to build a liquid rocket motor. I'm going to make it challenging for myself. I shit you not. If you got serious, 4 hours later on the internet, not only would you know what type of fuel you were going to use or where you were going to buy it, you would know what type of combustion chamber you were going to use, what kind of expansion ratio, you would know what type of injector you were going to use, what kind of pressures you were going to operate it at, were you going to run it on pumps or were you going to run it on pressure? You literally 4 hours, and you could make enough informed decisions to genuinely create a business model that you might make a living with for the rest of your life in 4 hours. And how easy is it to do that every single day with something different? Yeah. And so the scary thing is that I'm afraid, and remember I talked about this earlier, I'm afraid that the example we are setting is allowing people to live vicariously through us and not actually go out and go fuck with their own car. And this is why you will never catch me talking shit to some kid with an ugly-ass piece of shit car, because I am thankful to all fucking God he's actually at the racetrack and not at home going, well, I can't fucking go because people will make fun of me for my ugly car. I don't give a fuck. Just show up. Just be involved. Just be involved. Like, it's so easy to sit at home and talk shit on the internet and run your keyboard. And, like, dude, this is a personal battle for me. I fight on a daily basis to not leave a negative comment on some dumbass doing some dumbass thing. But at the end of the day, like, Am I making his life any better or my life any better? No. I'm just trying to prove to the people around me that I know something, that I'm a little smarter than the next guy. And that fucking serves no purpose.
Yeah.
You know, so many people will get out of their way to criticize someone for being a dumbass, but not a fucking one of them will get off their ass, get in their car, drive down to his house, get in the garage with him and go, here, let me give you a hand. Let me give you a hand. You know, you shouldn't be doing it like that because you're going to have problems when this catches fire right over here. You're like, let's move this. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy for someone to go, you're a fucking moron. But it's so hard to actually get off your ass and be a genuine change in the world.
Absolutely. Hey, how many of those 4-hour internet stints do you think you spent trying to get VSL put together?
Oh, God.
I mean, was that basically born out of Google searches and figuring shit out? I mean, how did that work for you?
You know, like I said, it's tough to put an exact timeline to it because it was something that happened very slowly over a very long period of time because in the beginning I genuinely did not believe it was possible. Mm-hmm. Even throughout the funding and even up until like even after we made the dive and I spent money I didn't have to make things happen, I did not actually think it was ever going to succeed. I was more doubtful of myself than most people who were doubtful of me because I had no track record. I look back at my entire life and go, what have I actually been able to do? Oh, yeah, I built the shiny fucking car that has internet likes. Whoop-dee goddamn fucking do. What does that do for the world? You know, like, if there's something useless, so imagine one of these Instagram models with a fat ass who's got 8 million social media followers. Not a fucking soul gives a shit about who she is. They're just there because, ooh, nice ass, like, and move by. You know, it serves no purpose. Oh, yeah, you're an excellent marketing avenue for other companies, and they'll be more than happy to take advantage of you to put a little bit of money in your pocket. Hey, here's $1,000 to post this photo. We're going to make $50,000 off your post, but, you know, we're not telling you that. Go fuck yourself. You know, it's just a deal where I genuinely never thought it would work. I was willing to try because I had nothing to lose, but I genuinely never thought it would work. And the thing is because of all the sacrifices that happened along the way, I wish I had a better story to tell. I wish I had like a better like step by step that I could make a better documentary and go, kids, this is how you do it. Now go do it in your local town. But because of all the fuck-ups along the way, I don't have a good, like, step-by-step guide. I can just tell people what I did wrong.
I think it's a good testament, though. I think it's a good testament to have where it's like, dude, I didn't know what I was doing at all and still made shit happen.
No, but that doesn't work because the problem is that's like fucking Taylor Swift getting on TV and telling kids, just believe in your dreams, guys, and you'll do anything.
But the older I get,
fucking lucky.
Okay, so obviously not everybody can be Taylor Swift, but
exactly.
I was just talking to my wife about this a couple days ago. I said, my parents told me growing up, if you're good at what you do, you might, you know, like you can do whatever you want. And I was like, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. I'm 12. But the older I get, the more I realize, like, if you actually work hard at something that you're smart about, don't get me wrong, like you can't go make like
no, that's not true. Stand. That's not true, and I can tell you why.
What's not true?
If you're good at something and you work hard, you'll make it. There are people who do exactly what I do who are way fucking better at it than I am. There are people out there, trust me, I'm on the internet. I see what you guys build. I see how you build it. I'm talking to the random people on the internet watching this. There are people out there so much better at what I do than me. How come they're not making it, but I am? It literally has fuck all to do with how good you are and everything to do with how fucking lucky you get. That's
really?
It. I hate to fucking say it. There are people out there much more capable than I who do better work than I, who are faster than me, who make prettier looking products than me, who care more about social branding than me, who are not making it.
But who's to say you're not better at it and you're just being humble?
No. I'm not being humble. I spend enough time. This is how I make a product. If I build a product, I criticize it. I will criticize anything I build until the end of days. This is why, like, my latest prototype I've been working on, I have designed 200 products, thrown them all away. They all would have worked fine. I can't not be happy. Mm-hmm. when you look out there and you see what people are doing and you go, some of them are more deserving of being there. Like,